Hi guys. So, excuse my hair because I've been outside and it's a bit cold and it's a bit breezy. I'm going to start you indoors today and show you kind of where we've gotten with the bathroom. This is the walk-in, and all this lovely gear is basically to build the glass block wall, which will go up the side there. Unfortunately, we've kind of realised we actually can't do any of this until this wall's prepared because it basically fell apart with the tiles. So yeah, it involves a plasterer, so we were all gung-ho to go and do that today, and unfortunately that's not happened. But I can show you what has happened. So we've had Celtic Energy here today. I know, amazing. Apparently they're going to come back tomorrow as well. We'll see. It's supposed to be their electrician team that comes tomorrow, but it was the roofing team that came today. So I've not seen this yet, so let's see how they did. I'm expecting it to be finished. Oh no, it's not finished. Well, okay, I can see they've started the top bit. I don't know, should it be taking this long to get the roof on? I just don't think it should, you know, but whatever. Anyway, Celtic Energy have been doing that all day. There's a cat by my leg. What haven't we shown you? Okay, quite a lot. We've been working outside for like a fair few days. It has now gone freezing cold, so I'm going to try and do this quick. We have built what is called an agri-frame. I am very well aware it is tilted to the left. That's just the shape of the land. We haven't concreted it in yet, so we're going to sort of like drag it that way with a bit of rope, and then, you know, like concrete at the bottom, and then the rest of the agri-frame is this thing on the bottom here. It's supposed to go all the way down there towards the shed, and the shed will eventually be moving. Now I'm going to show you what we've been working on for 3 days. 3 days so far. I think we're pretty much done. Thank the Lord, because my back can't do it anymore. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the new drive. Ta-da! It has not been whacker plated, so it's not solid yet. But this arrived in nice big mounds, and me and my mother are the poor sods that had to rake it out. But more importantly, there is no longer any water here. It has been raining on and off. We've literally gotten to the height of the slate step there, and we are at the height here as well, to the steps, slightly off at the side there, but there's not much we can do. Hello, Coco. But yeah, this is basically the new drive all the way up. We've covered most of the wiring work except that wire, which I thought my uncle had already put down, and he hasn't. That is for potentially the future hot tub and other stuff that will be, hi Coco, do not peck my feet, that will be down here basically. So yeah, I'm a bit surprised he didn't do it, but he didn't do it, so we need to rethink how we're going to do that, because we no longer have the digger or anything like that. Anyway, moot point. We have a red Welsh dragon here because my mum decided that apparently more things in the holiday let needed to be Welsh, so that was what was decided. What else? Oh yes, Holiday Light has had a teensy tiny bit of an update. Excuse me while I just pop this back down there, because that's where it's supposed to be. I'm not really supposed to come in here because it's nice and clean now. But yes. Why is it warmer in the Holiday Light than it is inside my own house? What is that? Basically over the last few days we finally got the other bed. It's huge. It's also very, very close to the door. Like, there's like practically no space, but it's in, it works, it's nice and soft, and it's a double, which means it passes the whole checklist on Sykes' website, where the previous one didn't. What is that? What is that on my head? Go the other way. There we go. Yes. Unfortunately, because it's so big, we've had to change the side tables, so no more oak side tables. We've gone for these tiny ones because basically they're the only ones that fit into the measurements. So, yeah. That was basically a you have no choice. These are what you're getting. End of. We've also had a couple of new things in the bathroom. So we have a brand new picture for the picture frame, and we have some new bathroom towel hooks because this little beauty broke. Thankfully it was when my brother and his girlfriend were testing out the holiday let for us, so they put a lot of extra strain on some of this stuff, and like, yeah, we found that this one's just not strong enough to take towels, but these two are solid cast iron. So learnt the hard way, put a bit more quality in. We've still got bits and pieces to do, you know, like we need to put actual picture hooks behind those frames, because at the moment they're just standard hooks basically. And my mum's obviously still doing laundry in here for some reason, but I'm not going to fight her on that. So yeah, that's pretty much been the last, oh my gosh, it's been 4 days? 4 days? Gosh. Yeah, it's basically been like morning to night. The majority of it has literally been like the drive, just doing the drive, because it's back breaking. We're gonna hire a whacker plate probably on Monday, just to give us a bit of a chance to rest, and then yeah, I think that's pretty much it. The holiday let is ready to go. Yeah. Me and my mum still have bits and pieces to do outside, but that's not a surprise to anyone. I need to go and rescue that white bit of plastic again. Ugh. Oh, yes, we did some things. We did some things around the garden. I think it's been more than 4 days since I've done one of these videos with you guys, and I had to pick the one day where it's blowing freezing cold it is today. Anyway, we're over here. No, I haven't brought you over here for a while. Me and my mum have decided we are now building what we call raised planters. So that tree there is a cherry blossom tree. It will cap at 5 meters high, so it should just get to the height of the fence, hopefully for the birds. We've built it over what is currently the rat's nest. So we've poisoned it, built over it, and we're just crossing our fingers because they keep coming back and it's a nightmare. And we had one get really close to the house, and my cat did what all cats do and killed it. And we had no idea if it was a rat that had eaten the poison or if it was okay, and we've just had to watch Maple like a hawk for the past 2 days just to make sure he doesn't throw up or anything like that. He seems fine, so I think we got away with it, but yeah, we just can't have them that close to the house. I'm just picking up after the scrap people. We had an army of scrap people turn up at our house because we now have traffic lights on the bridge. Basically, it was like one guy after another was slowing down, would see the skip and was like, "Do you have any scrap? Do you have any scrap?" And after the first guy, it was like, well, if you'd been 2 minutes earlier, you'd have beat the last guy who actually got all the scrap. So yeah, the skip has gone from full to almost half empty again, and it's like, well, we no longer quite know what we're paying for, so, but it is what it is, you know, what can you do? Have I walked you guys down this garden? I'm not entirely certain I have. It's all been scraped back, so it's nice. It's now a nice lovely little slope. You can see the swing and use the swing again, which is great. It's not covered in nettles. That is not staying there, but my uncle's puss is under there and it now has spiders all over it, so I now won't touch it. Yeah, I know. So let me get this piece of white fabric which keeps disappearing over here. It belongs over here. This is what we call our living planters. Into the corner with you. We're working on something up there. Basically, when my uncle dug up the ground, we kind of realised a lot of what's actually underneath this is a layer of concrete and a layer of sand. And then the mud has kind of been added over the years, coming down from like the top. So you can't actually dig anything up here. Like the more you dig, the closer you get to concrete, and you can't grow anything from concrete, obviously. So instead of digging down, we're basically adding on top now. So we're building the planters out of the remaining logs that we have, And then we're taking soil from bits of the garden where we can. So this one is all the old pots and plants that died on the decking, because we did actually use like proper gardening soil like that, so we just saved as much of it as possible and then put it back down on the plant. This is a fruit tree, I believe it's a fruit tree. Its name is Mud, which does not help. I really can't make that out. It's a surprise. It's either a fruit tree or a cherry blossom tree. I think it might be the cherry blossom actually, but yeah, we'll see. This is a rose. Obviously we're not there with this one yet. We don't have the soil. We are going to go and look for the soil obviously, but it's actually been chucking it down for the past couple of days, so kind of nip out when it's dry and then hastily retreat when it chucks it down. This is my magnolia. This is from Bradford actually. I've had this magnolia for years. It was my dad actually challenged me. He said I could never grow a magnolia because him and my mum had never managed to grow a magnolia. So I took it as a personal like thing. So I grew this magnolia and it has lived and survived for years, and I am very, very proud of it. Yes, but it desperately needs some more soil. It's been pot bound for about 7 years now roughly, so we don't know if it's ever going to get any bigger than this, even though it is a tree variety. We'll see, but it basically conforms to the size of the pot, so it won't get much bigger than that anyway. But yeah, obviously it needs more soil adding to it. This is another rose, I believe, one of my mum's, and then this is a red berry bush. Again, they're not quite ready yet, and then my mum's either going to do a compost bin there or we're going to do another planter. We're not sure, so we'll just keep putting we're just putting the white things there because there's no breeze in that particular corner. So we've already lost one bag down to the river, and unfortunately because the trees collapsed on top of it on the other side, we have to wait for the council to lift the tree. And well, if the council's coming to lift the tree, they're just going to get rid of the bag anyway, so I was like, I'll leave you to it. It's not like we need it back. So anyway, these are the sticks that are actually going on the holiday let fence. We are almost there with that. It's almost done. There's not much, literally not much left to do, to be honest, with the let bits and pieces at most. But yeah, no, we've had quite a productive few days, to be honest. It's been nice to be outside, but the weather is definitely turning now, and yeah, we're crossing our fingers for the Celtic Energy electrician tomorrow, because it's high time they turned the pump on. To be frankly honest, like, don't fancy another winter like just throwing logs onto the fire and praying for the best. But you know, it will be what it will be. Fingers crossed.